into this part, how much do you feel that you've already been a team leader, obviously, but with the players who are missing, how does your role change, do you feel?
I don't think it changes too much. I think everybody knows that obviously these players are gone, and that we have different situations to deal with in that sense. But we knew that was coming, and I think that's why I thought I broke it up in 3 parts. It's funny that you say that. The first part was about getting as many points as possible. Well, now it's also about getting as many points as possible. It kind of always is, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't really change too much in that sense. But yeah, my role, I'm trying to give these guys confidence. Whatever lineup we'll have on Saturday, and then obviously leading up to the other games, trying to get guys that haven't played as many minutes, maybe in the months before, now to really take ownership of this team and really be like, okay, this is our time to keep the train rolling. We want to be at the top of the Supporters Shield standings at the end of the season, and this is a big part of every game is a big part of that, and just trying to emphasize that and trying to make it clear to guys that this is now our time, and we can do it without these guys as well.
And can you just talk about the importance of the Vancouver game, for example? Yeah. You guys did win without some of those big names. How important was that memory of we know we can win with all these players out?
Oh, hugely important, I think, and that was a really good feeling that we had back then in the locker room after that game as well. I remember that specifically, where it was a really feel of togetherness and of like, okay, this is a really good showing from us. But I don't necessarily need to be looking at just games in general without them. I think if you look at what Robert Taylor's done, for example, whenever he's been on the field, he's been really productive.
Yeah.
Leo Campana, as of late, has done a really good job of impacting games. And those are the guys that, we kind of need now, to step up and really be productive in terms of scoring goals and providing. And same with myself, I got an assist the game last game, but I would, hopefully I can add a goal or 2 as well at some point. So, it's those types of guys that have proven, I think, throughout the year that they can do it, and now it's just going to be more prominent and more expected, I want to say.
Does the team change tactically when you don't have 2 guys who have scored 12 goals each? They're like basically among the top goal scorers in the league, both of them. How do you guys change tactically as a team? Are there different objectives when you don't have those 2 particular guys up top? Does the way the team looks and plays, is it going to be different?
Yeah, for sure. I think everything every time it changes whenever you change the lineup, right? Every player brings a different profile. I hope that we can maybe find a way to not concede as many goals, obviously, and that will give us a greater chance, obviously, of winning games.
Yeah, the last 2 games were
exactly.
So
I think it's been a
front.
theme. It's been a theme throughout the year, right? Where we want to be more mindful of trying to keep clean sheets and not giving up cheap goals, if that's through set pieces, if that's through mistakes that we make in possession, where then we have difficult counterattacks coming our way, things like that.
Transition, it seems to be. A lot of those goals have come in transition.
Yeah, and that's definitely been a theme for us. So we're definitely trying to work on that, which has been a point of emphasis now. And as we develop throughout the year, we want to get better at those things. But yeah, again, I think the profile, obviously, the profile of the team, the tactics, they all change with different players coming in. So yeah, it'll look a little bit different. Certainly we'll miss those guys. Obviously they're a huge part of this club and this team, and every time they're on the field, they make a big difference. So, no way we can replace that in a sense, that type of quality, but we'll try and do our best.
Most of the world is going to be watching Euros, starting Friday, and then Copa next week. This league continues to play through.
Yeah.
Is it hard, or how do you guys stay focused on your task at hand and on MLS when there's so much buzz around the world about these games, whether it be Euros, whether it be Copa? They're going to be happening simultaneously. It's almost like a World Cup, really, in 2 parts of the world. How do you guys stay focused on, on Philadelphia, Columbus, Cincinnati?
Yeah, it's our day job, right? So it's something that we just have to focus on and make sure that we are, clued in, and that's where I go back to the question you asked earlier about my role, and guys that are more experienced to really emphasize that and not get too carried away by all these tournaments. You
guys are, even as players.
For sure, no, yeah,
you're fans,
absolutely.
You're watching. And,
on Wednesday, I'm going to be watching Germany. Next week, Wednesday, I'm going to be watching Germany play before I play at night. Yeah, for sure. So, those will be difficult moments to manage. But again, I think we have mature enough guys and a mature enough group to kind of say, hey, we're still here to compete on our level, and still here to try and win these games that we have coming up while the tournaments are going on. And then when we all reconvene for after the tournament for Leagues Cup for the last part of the season, that's when we really make the push.
Can it be inspirational in a way? I mean, when you're watching the world's best at the highest level competing for these big trophies, as a player, when you watch that game against Germany, before your game, can that also help in a way that you're watching the world's best at the highest stage?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we usually, on Saturday, for example, all the European leagues, they always play before us. They always play in the mornings, and I like to watch games. I like to look at players. I like to learn, and that's the same way on a national level. I'm excited to watch Argentina and watch Leo play with some other teammates and kind of maybe draw something from that for when he gets back to here, and kind of see how they play with him and things like that. So I'm certainly looking forward to watching those games, just because they're high quality games as well, and you're excited as a soccer fan too.
I just have a couple more. I wanted to ask you, starting with Philadelphia now this week. It's a pretty tough stretch. I looked at all the teams over the next 6 are teams that are all in the playoff group. You're going to have several games away from home against some of those opponents. You have Columbus Crew here. Can you just talk about the challenge of this stretch coming up? It's not only that Leo and Luis are going to be missing, but also the level of opponent you have coming up is really tough.
Yeah, definitely going to be a tough schedule for us. But I think those guys teams are missing some guys as well. I think Philly as well has some guys in the Euros. So it's not that everybody's at full strength, kind of facing us. I think we have a deep enough roster and enough quality to kind of win those games that are at hand. We like I said, our goal is to win every single game and then be on top of the table, and we want to be there and be there at the very end of the season. And this includes now winning these games against tougher opponents. It'll be a tough matchup. Obviously, Philly's never easy to play, especially at their place. So they'll make it tough, but we'll be ready.
And what did you do during the break? Did you take a vacation anywhere, or did you just stay around here?
We decided to go up to Boston to see my wife's family and have some friends there that through my time in college with Providence right there. It was nice to disconnect, get away, do a little bit of different workouts. I did some fitness classes with my wife, and just see some family and friends. It was just nice to kind of get away after the tough stretch that we had in the beginning of the year.
And so coming back together, you were all scattered all around. You've got your minds cleared now. How's it been this week? I mean, you had rain. How did you guys train yesterday with that? That was really a monsoon.
It was actually not too bad. I think it was only there for the warm-up for us, and then it kind of stopped. But it's difficult conditions that we might have to deal with coming up in the summer with lightning delays, all these types of things that will play a role, and that we just have to be prepared for. And this league is so unique, where you can go from one weather climate to another within a few hour flight, and I'm sure we'll see that now coming up. But again, it's just something that we will have to be ready for.